Hello and welcome to another short Ashes edition by StogieReview.com. I am Walt, and back to give you just a simple brief review of a cigar that we've covered in the past on Stogie Review. This particular cigar that I'm doing is the Edge Sumatra, actually in the original bag that Ace sent it to me in. This was a gift a few months ago, and there's a reason behind it. A few weeks ago at my local tobacconist, they were doing a Rocky Patel event. And the cigar they were promoting at the time was the Rocky Patel Renaissance. While there, I picked up two of the Renaissance, and later on I posted in the Stogie Review fan forums this particular discussion topic, which basically what we're doing every day in the fan forums is creating a brand new topic for discussion for a 24-hour period, and then shutting it down and starting it all over again. Well, one of the discussion topics was, would you continue to buy cigars from a manufacturer if it was known that they were recycling their blends? Now, at the time, I really had no idea that the Edge Sumatra and the Rocky Patel Renaissance were supposedly one and the same. And some of the forum members assumed that I was aware of that tidbit of news, and actually I wasn't. It was just a fictional account and simply just to generate discussion. And I found it pretty interesting that it actually happened. And I was on Twitter a little bit, and I believe it was Chuck who said that Rocky Patel was quoted as saying that anyone that thought that the Renaissance and the Edge Sumatra were high or something like that. So I decided I was going to dig around in the humidor and find the last Edge Sumatra I had, and smoke it and see if it tasted anything like the two Rocky Patel Renaissance that I smoked, because actually I enjoyed them. And the last time I had a Rocky Patel Edge Sumatra, I didn't really care for it. So as soon as I heard that those two cigars were supposedly one and the same, it kind of piqued my interest, and I wanted to fire up the Edge Sumatra again and see maybe if my opinion changed, my palate changed, because you know it happens all the time. So here I am. Now, obviously this cigar is going to be a little bit smoother simply because of the age that's on it over the Renaissance. So, you know, there's going to be some variation even if it was an identical cigar. Age is going to play a part. As far as the construction goes, there's a light part of the wrap at the foot. You probably can't see it. Aside from that, it looks great. Wrapper is nice and oily. It feels nice and tight. Firm to the touch, actually almost hard. Draw is nice and smooth. You know, it's got a deep, rich, woody aroma to it. No flaws that I can see. Very attractive cigar. So, with that said, I'm gonna get my cigar started. I'll be back and get started on the first third. So sit tight. Well, welcome back, and I'm pretty impressed with my Rocky Patel Edge Sumatra so far. Flawless burn. Ash just looks fantastic. It's got a little bit of layering to it. Nice light color. Very firm, compact. It's holding its shape very well. It's just a very impressive looking burn line in ash. It's even, thin. It's producing an excellent volume of smoke with each draw. The draw is, I mean, just perfect for my liking. Not too tight, not too loose. A nice dense smoke. Finish is mildly creamy. Body is medium to full, and the flavor is very nice as well. I'm getting predominantly a nice woody flavor, a little bit of spice in the back of the throat, through the sinuses a little bit. That's all I'm detecting at the moment. I'm not spending nearly as much time focused on the cigar as I should be, but it's really drawing my attention from what I'm doing, and it's just very surprising. Rocky Patel cigars are ones that I generally don't buy because I generally don't care for them. I'm the firm believer in, you know, a person makes a cigar like they cook their food. You know, if if I make a steak, it's my steak. It doesn't matter if I change up the herbs and the spices a little bit. It's still my steak. It's going to taste like my steak. Your steak is going to taste like your steak. We cook our food the way we know how. I think blenders do the same thing. You know, they blend cigars the way they know how to blend cigars. And it's blended to suit a certain person's taste. And in this case, these cigars are obviously blended to suit Rocky Patel's taste. And I always find that his cigars are just not up my alley. So I generally stay away from them. I stick with the manufacturer that produces a cigar more along my lines of taste. But in the case of this cigar, I'm very impressed, and I would never guess that this is a Rocky Patel cigar. I think it's much better than the first two Ed Sumatras I had. Now, I'm not quite sure whether I just got the exceptional cigar out of the lot of 3 that Ace sent me, or if my tastes have changed or what, but I'm very impressed with this cigar, and I'm enjoying it very much. I'm not quite sure if the Renaissance and the Ed Sumatra are quite the same yet. You know, I haven't gotten very far into it, but so far I'm enjoying the cigar quite a bit. So sit tight, I'll be back, get started on the second, third, and we'll go from there. Oh, and that noise you hear, and you probably heard it in the last video too, it's Twitter. I'm a little addicted. If you get a chance, head over to twitter.com/WaltW, and all my Stogie Review tweets will be there. Just random stuff throughout the day, stuff that relates to cigars, like hardly at all. Some very cigar related, some not so much. So when you get a minute, head over to Twitter and check it out. Jerry is also on Twitter, which is J Cruz, and Brian Hewitt's there, Brian Hewitt, and there's several other Stogie Review people there. You know, friendly faces, people you'll recognize. Mike in West Virginia, Tom Cigars from Tom and Ed, and just several others. So if you get a minute, check it out. Otherwise, sit tight. I'll be back with the second, third. Well, welcome back. I am still enjoying my Ed Sumatra into the second, third now. And I gotta tell you, this is a totally different cigar than I remember. It's burning very well. Flavors are good. Body isn't overwhelming. It's still medium, maybe medium to full. Finish is a little creamy. If anything, it's just barely creamy. Flavors are very interesting too. I mean, I'm getting these nice woody flavors. There's a little bit of a sweet tone to it. I'm still getting spice through the nose and across the back portion of the palate. And you know, I'm enjoying it. It feels like it's smoking about right as far as time is concerned. I really haven't been paying much attention to the clock. I've just been enjoying the cigar for what it is. The draw is fantastic. I'm getting lots of dense smoke. Easy as well. You know, I don't feel like I'm overworking for smoke. It's not too loose. Cigar staying cool. Light volume arresting smoke. It doesn't smell offensive, but again, you know, it's very difficult to tell if a cigar is offensive when you're sitting in your room of your own smoke, or even, I don't know, outside, even getting wafts of the cigar. You're the one smoking it. It's not going to really seem offensive unless it's just a pungent cigar. And in this case, it's not. It's a very nice smoke. Now, generally, I don't like to look back on previous reviews, especially during this Short Ashes review. But in this case, since it was so different than I remembered, I hopped back on to Stogie Review, and I'm checking out the review. And even looking at the pictures, the burn line on this cigar looks nothing like the original review. And I gotta say, I'm impressed. I mean, I don't know, maybe those first two cigars I had were duds or something, or this is the exception. I really don't know, but I think this is so much better than it was the first time I had it. You know, as far as looks are concerned, it's got a nice oily sheen. It looks nice sitting in the ashtray. I don't know whether my mood is helping it along or what, but you know, I've been in a pretty good mood ever since I lit up the cigar. It's going very, very well. So anyway, I don't want to drag this review on with me just repeating myself saying how great the cigar is and how much I'm enjoying it, but I really am. So sit tight. I'll be back, do a final third and an overall wrap up of the cigar, and I'll let you be on your way. Well, hello and welcome back to the Edge Sumatra short ashes review. And you know, normally I'd smoke this cigar much further, and I do plan on doing that. I've just got some company coming over, and they should be here any minute, so I need to get this video taken care of so I can go visit with friends. I gotta tell you, this cigar is nothing like I remember. I remembered a cigar that was giving me a headache, sore throat. It was kind of harsh, unenjoyable, just over the top. You know, too much strength and not enough flavor. And this cigar is quite different. Body is medium to full. Finish is a little creamy. Flavors are very nice. I'm getting nice wood flavor, a little bit of cedar. Leather flavors, and just a very rich tobacco flavor, and they meld very well together. One doesn't overpower the other. When I send the smoke through my sinuses and retrohale, I'm not getting too much spice. It doesn't. I don't know, it's not too much. It's very nice. It's balanced, and it's enjoyable. I really wish my first two Edge Sumatras were like this one. I don't know whether age is what helped smooth this cigar out or what, but you know, I think it's a very good cigar, and it's burning very well too. There's a slight bit of wave to it, but it's nothing that I'm concerned about. It's even for the. I would call this an even burn for the most part. It's thin, it's crisp. You know, I'm not getting any blistering or bubbling. The ash doesn't hold on for a tremendous amount of time, but you know, a little bit longer than this, and a gentle tap over the ashtray takes care of it. It's not flaking. It's very firm. I'm still getting that that layered effect in the ash, which I like. I just kind of like looking at it. I don't know that it means anything. Looking at the foot, you know, the filler looks packed properly. There are no loose voids or holes or anything in the burned away filler. And I don't know, it's constructed very well. The cap looks very neat. You know, I don't have any. It doesn't appear like it's put on sloppy, like it was put on crooked. You know, there are no folds where there shouldn't be. It's very smooth and put on very nicely. Construction's great. The smoke is great, and the burning characteristics of it are great. I'm totally amazed by this cigar. This is not what I typically consider, or not what I would think of if you told me I'd be smoking a Rocky Patel Edge. Generally, I think those cigars are just that. They're too edgy. There's just too much strength, not enough flavor. And again, I'm not quite sure if it's the age that helps smooth everything out or what, but it's very enjoyable. You know, it's been like 2 weeks since I smoked that Renaissance, so I'm not quite sure if they're identical. But I enjoyed that cigar. I'm enjoying this cigar. Actually, I'm enjoying this cigar more than I did those other two. I don't, off the top of my head, remember refined flavors or anything like that in the other cigar. I'd have to take a look at some of my notes. But it was a surprise. I'm really glad I revisited this cigar, because I really didn't have a very good impression of it. And now, you know, I'm able to sort of wipe the slate clean and start over again. Now I'm interested in trying another one to see if I just got an exceptional cigar, or whether my palate's changed, or if I just got two duds to start with. But it was an enjoyable smoke nonetheless. So that about does it for the short ashes review. I don't keep track of what I'm going to be doing next in the short ashes reviews, so keep an eye out on Twitter. I'll probably let you know there what's going on, when the next one's going to be, what it's going to be, because I tend to just drop something in Twitter as I fire up the camera and decide to smoke a cigar. So until next time, happy smoking.